What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have an unboxing. We went ahead and we picked up a new MIG Welder. It's a little bit older model, but it's new to us. This is the Everlast Cyclone 200ES MIG Welder. Reason we're upgrading is our Hobart Handler is a little bit old, but its max is 3/16. If we ever need to weld, you know, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, anything like that, it just doesn't quite have enough power. This does both 220 and 110. So plus, you know, we like things matching around here, and it matches our recently purchased about 6 months ago Everlast TIG welder, our 210 EXT. So let's go ahead and get this video started. We'll get this thing unboxed. This thing was about 600 bucks, brand new. So let's get going.
Built with soul, not just steel.
All right, here we are. Go ahead and get all this opened up. This one does have a full digital display, which is nice. So, nice instruction manual. Here is our 220 plug. Are going to pull this out. Let's get the accessories out first. We'll set these off to the side here. And then we can get down to the welder itself. Not a super crazy big unit, which I like. All right, some of these boxes out of the way. All right, let's get this back in the camera here for you. All right. Beautiful green machine here. All right. One thing I really like about the Everlast is they all usually come with a hard plastic screen protector, so you know, just keep dust and other things off of it. Plus, you know, if you are welding near the machine, it'll keep that splatter off. The TIG welder here has the same thing, nice big plug to cover that all up. This is both gas and flux. And again, it does do both 110. Oh, our corner's slightly bent. Looks like on both ends. Oh, maybe that's how it's supposed to be, I don't know. Straighten that back out, no big deal there. Okay. So this is going to be your negative cable, I believe. If you're using it, if you were using flux, you would switch this to this side here. It does have an option for the actual handheld spool gun as well, but being that we are using gas, we want our negative and negative, positive and positive. The gun's gonna be the positive. And you can see it's really, really nice. This will handle both the small 2-pound reels all the way up to an 11-pound reel with a 2-inch hub there. All right. Again, packaging wise, the only damage I see is these two little corners are slightly bent in, which is no big deal at all. We can actually just take this, flatten it down on it. and basically bend it straight as best we can. So I'm not too super concerned about it. It's the back of the machine. So let's get this moved over to the side here. We'll get our accessories. This should have our, sorry, I'm absolutely wrong. I'm thinking in my head, this is the ground. This is actually going to feed power through the gun. So this is actually positive because we should have a ground strap separate in here. Not thinking properly. All right, so that is our reel. It does come with a new gas regulator, which is awesome. So we got a brand new gas regulator for carbon dioxide. Set that off to the side here. Yeah, there we go. So it does come with the adapter already for the 110 as mentioned. So you can easily just use this off of 110 if you don't have a 220. There we go. We got a brand new ground strap and gas line. So get this all untangled. This will be our ground. Our hub for the wire feed will do, if I remember correctly, yeah, 8K, 9K, which is point, I'll have to look in the instruction again, but I think that's the .030 and .025 or 035. I'll have to look it up. So new gas line for the regulator. We'll have to swap our regulator out. Actually, we could probably, this probably would fit right in there, but we're gonna swap this one out for, I do like the double gauge, but swap it out for the new one. And last but not least, the actual MIG gun itself. What is that? About an 8 to 10 foot lead on there. This is nice. Nice big grip. This is a really good quality gun. This feels great. Actually feels really nice. And it's got a nice spring to help keep that with a ball joint in here to help keep that from getting caught up on things and tangled. It's really nice for articulating the gun. All right, we got the old Hobart out of the way. Make sure our gas is closed, which it is. We'll go ahead and remove this from our tank. Now this is a 75% CO2, 25% argon tank here. Close this all the way. Make sure we have no leaks. No leaks. Okay. Now, go ahead and get our hose on here. Okay, and before we get the machine hooked up, we can waste a little bit of gas and set our flow level. Okay. Set it around 30 to 40 SCFH for now, just kind of a rough setting. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to carry the new machine over there. We'll get the gun over here for now. We'll set it on our plasma cutter. Take this regulator, set it down with the old machine. Okay. This thing is primarily vented. It's got a couple vents in the side, real small, but primarily vented the rear and the front. So it should do fine sitting next to our MIG welder. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Actually, this one's a little narrower than the Hobart, so I can actually space it out a little further, give extra room. So as you can see, we have a 220, but also a 110, so we'll likely just, we use only 220 on the TIG, so we'll likely just use the 220 and put the 110 adapter in the cabinet there. Set this back there for now. Bring this around our gas line here. Bring it around the back of the tank and down. Okay, let's not forget to tighten that down. I don't want to lose any gas. Should be tight enough. Okay, as you can see here, you can use it with 75, 25 CO2 and 25% argon, which is what I have, or 100% CO2. Also, for self-shielded flux cord wire welding, since it is gasless, no shielding gas is needed. Keep in mind, this unit is a small fabrication unit with a rating of 180 amps at 25% duty cycle and not designed for use with gas-shielded flux core. So here it says you can use it, but it's not really designed for it. So, all right, so again, because we are using gas, this is going to be, I have to set this back over here for now. Actually, let's push this machine back a hair. There we go. So I usually keep my holder right here. Keep this up out of the way. Good enough for now. Okay. I need some more slack, but that'll be out of the way for now. So our Again, we're going to be running gas, so our negative is going to go, or our strap is going to go to negative. This controls this. It's going to be positive for the actual gun. Keep that out of the way for now. Okay, so this just goes in. Make sure we get that piece of plastic out of there. Okay. That should go in like that. Very, very important you make sure you get those perfectly lined up. That way you don't bend the tabs at all. Okay. I'm not sure. What size is in here? 080. Okay. So this is pre-set up for 080. Let's see what we got now. I'll set this in here as well. Okay, so this unit comes equipped with, sorry, it was 0.23 or 0.30 drive rules. So 0.8 is the 030, which is what spool I have anyway, so that works out perfect. So we need to go with the 0.8K drive gear. We're going to put in our spool of wire and then get that all done. Okay, so got this opened up. You're going to unscrew this. This will pop open. I just want to verify I unscrewed this. I want to verify that we are in fact on the 0.8, which is the larger diameter. So it looks like it's got two options, one with teeth and one without. Now I'm not sure. I'm guessing if you notice it slipping, you would use one with some teeth on it. And if it's not slipping, that's what I'm guessing. But let's try to find that information real quick. Roll drive size. Okay. On the bottom drive roll, only the bottom drive roll needs to be changed. The bottom drive roll has two small grooves that are sized for 025 and 035 wire. Additional sizes. The standard installed drive roll is meant to feed hard solid wire. The V groove is shaped to design. The groove on the drive roll has a V-shaped design for the solid wire. A flux core drive has a serrated edge. Okay, so that's the difference. So this is going to be for flux core, and the smooth drive is for solid wire. Sorry guys, I'm sick. My voice is cracking. Obviously, MIG solid wire. You want to run ER70S-6 for your standard steel stuff. So we're going to keep this in here. We're going to make sure the 0.8 is towards the back because the drive is towards the back. So the machine comes pre-set up for 030 wire. So if you buy 030 wire, you don't have to go through any of these steps. If you've watched this video, all the instructions says it comes pre-set up. So there we go. So now feeding the spool. Each one of these is slightly different. I'm not 100% sure on what size drive this is. I think this fits both, if I remember correctly. Should fit your standard drive. Yeah, that's your standard. Okay. Install wire spool. Spool carrier assembly consists of several parts. Each part must be assembled correctly, and then see the illustration below. Wire spool installation. The narrow side is going to go towards this side, like that. And, cool. Okay. Spring. So let's get this all uncovered. Okay. So what we're going to do is we want it to, according to spool direction, it needs to come up, over, and out. So just like this. So we're actually going to install this backwards. Then this. Then this. And then our nut. Wise. See the following illustrations for proper directions. Tension on the spring with finger nut until the spool will only freewheel a quarter turn. So that's too tight. See that there? So we got to go back. Let's say right about there. Got enough thread engagement. We're about 3/4 of the way through the nut. The spring will keep tension so the nut won't back off. So we're good there. We're good there. Now we got to get our wire actually through here. I'm just going to take my clippers, pull it. Okay. Okay, there you go. Just going to keep feeding this until we can go through. Okay, that is down in its groove. Okay, so we've got the wire fed approximately 8 to 10 inches into the gun. Then for now, I just got it locked down to a number 2. That might be too loose. They say to test it, get a block of wood and make sure the tension allows for the wire to be bent as it comes out of the gun. But first we got to feed it through the gun, so we'll go ahead and remove all this. It's real windy out there. Okay, remove all this just to help the wire get out a little easier. There we go. Oh yeah, it's real windy. All right, here comes the first plug-in of the new system. We're going to leave the gas off for now. I'm going to get this turned on. I believe the power is in the back, just like the other machine. All right, fan's pretty quiet. That's nice. MIG C100, what we want to do. Burn back. We don't know what any of that is yet, but here we go. Let's see. Spool gun, power set. I don't know what power set is. Oh, there we go. So we know we're going to be running. Hold on. Okay, we're running. Okay. So we're running 030 wire. And let's just say we're going to do some. I'm going to say 14 gauge. Or maybe that's 1/8 inch. Let's just say 1/8 inch. Okay. So check that out. So now what we want to do, we can dial down the voltage or dial up the voltage. But we want to get our wire, before we do any of that, get our wire out of the gun. That's just my spool making that noise. Okay, we got the wire out of the gun here. I had to, unfortunately my new camera is voltage is already low. I haven't fully charged it yet, so we had to put it back on its housing. So we're gonna go ahead and get this all done up. Just, these don't need to go crazy tight, just snug. We'll get our gas lens on. There you go. Cut this. So that noise we were hearing earlier is just this plastic. It's like have it a little tight. Maybe I'll loosen it just a hair, but turn this back on now. And now we're gonna test against the wood to see if it binds up in here or if it bends in here. I don't know if you guys see that, sorry. It should bend in here up against the wood. If it doesn't, and it starts to backtrack through here, we need to tension this. So you guys are right here. So it says to get a block of wood. I'm gonna remove my ground just in case. Put that over there. Let's turn this bad boy back on. Everything should be where we left it. It is. So let's go. Okay. Let's cut that piece off. One more try. That feels like good tension. It's coming out and bending. I feel like I could go just a hair more. So I'm going to go down. This is on 2, so I'm gonna go like 2.5. Right there. That sounds good, feels good. All right. Now, the moment of truth. Okay, it shows 19 volts at 260 FSF or amps. We're gonna leave it there and just see what that presetting that's built into the machine does for us. We do have, let's set this right here for now. We do have a little piece of steel. We're gonna weld this backside. We welded this with our Hobart the other day. So we're gonna weld this side, even though this is kind of in our way, but we're gonna weld that side just to see how it looks in comparison. Okay, so if I'm reading this correctly, I need to actually be on C100. So, gas type, select the function before selecting any other mode or function. This unit defaults to C25. This is to be used with aluminum in manual mode when spool gun is selected, or for stainless if it is to be used. So this is the gas modes. So C25 is for aluminum and stainless. C100 is for your regular gas mode MIG welding, flux core, or stick welding. So we're using gas. So I had it right. C100 is correct. Just wanted to clarify. So now we go back to power set mode, which is already on. I told it 1/8 inch. So let's get a welding helmet on real quick and try this bad boy out. Grab some gloves. Yeah, these ones work. Okay. I'll leave that to watch the machine. I'm not sure. This might be a little too high. Let's do this. There we go. Hopefully it can see what the machine's doing. I think those machines look great next to one another. Grab my chair. Okay. Here goes nothing. We're gonna try the machine for the first time. I'll sit you here. Oh, that is nice. So this does have a, hear that crisp bacon sound? Our weld is pretty gray, so I think we need to up the gas a bit. But it actually keeps gas flowing, unlike my Hobart. As soon as you let off the trigger, gas stops. So this actually has a post flow built into it, and it keeps a post flow going for just a split second. So that's pretty nice, actually. Try not hitting the trigger. Here we go. Okay. That weld got, like I said, it's a little gray. It got really good, laid in there really good penetration, but I'm thinking it just needs a tad more gas. I don't know what the specs are. Let me see if there's a spec sheet for gas flow. There's not one in here. I don't know if there's one on the back. Gas flow. Let's see if we got a gas flow setting. See if we can get another weld out of this real quick. Increase the gas flow rate to begin a beginning point of 20 to 25 cubic feet per hour indicated on the clear blah blah. If the MIG spool gun is aluminum, increase the flow rate to 35. So we should be about, maybe I'm too much gas, 20 to 25 cubic feet. So let's go over here and adjust that flow rate real quick. There is 25. Perfect. Okay, we adjust that down just a hair. I am just going to I'm just gonna weld just right on top of here. Now, it's not the cleanest piece of metal, but I'm just gonna do one more little test run real quick, and then we should be good to go. I'm gonna weld right here, right off the table there. And see, that way we can see how much penetration. This is about an 1/8 inch steel, so we want to see the backside, how the penetration looks. Here we go. All right, let's turn her off. Let's see what it looks like. That's without a heat sink underneath it, so I think this actually amperage might be a little high, or the speed sounds, we got that crisp bacon sound. Speed sounds perfect on the wire feed, but it may be a little hot. This may be less than 1/8 inch, maybe a little hot side, because the heat affected zone is a little bit big on that. You can see the heat affected zone goes all the way down. It's got a good lay all the way, full penetration, really clean penetration. So again, I'd probably personally, this is probably slightly less than an 1/8 inch. I'd probably drop this down voltage wise, maybe go back to that 14 gauge. It's probably closer to 14 gauge, which might be the perfect level. But honestly, guys, bang for the buck. $600 for this machine. Super easy to put together. Instructions are clear as long as you read them. I'm super happy with it. I'm happy with the overall. Again, that is the 210EXT TIG welder, and now the 200 Cyclone ES MIG welder, both from Everlast. Super excited about that. For now, until next time, you guys, learning, building, and sharing the ride. This is JP Street and Performance. Until next time.